this one of my supervisors, he looked at me. He said, brought me in one day and said, Josh, I need to talk to you. And I was like, okay, yeah. He's like, Josh, look, man, whatever you do not be like me and everybody else in this building. Do not be 60 plus waiting on a paycheck, doing the same thing every day, almost being a corporate slave.
Yep.
Whatever you do, don't do it, because there's more to life than this.
Welcome to Live, Let, Thrive, a podcast about the Airbnb life, the share economy, and everything in between. Here are your hosts, Micah and Steve.
Hello.
And welcome back to another exciting episode of Live,
Let, Thrive.
Yeah, been a while since we...
Micah's back.
Yes, again. Been a while since we casted. Real busy, man.
It's been a minute, man. We're on episode 56 already.
Almost 60, dang.
Yeah, we're getting old.
No. So we got a guest on today. We got our good friend right here in the DFW. We always talk about him, but it's finally his first time getting on. We got Josh on today.
Yeah, Josh. What's his last name? I want you to say it, not me.
I'm gonna let him say it.
Hello, everybody. My name is Joshua Adegboye.
Adegboye. Now that's the coolest
Adegboye.
last name ever.
Man. So, go ahead.
So just a quick clarify. I used to go Joshua Adegboye, but that's how you pronounce my original last name. It's Adegboye.
Ah, changed it up, huh?
Changed it up on him.
Adegboye.
Got you.
I dig.
Adeg.
Boye. That's cool, man. Well, welcome to Live, Let, Thrive. We know that you're like a super fan of ours, and now you get to be on the show. So that's probably a big deal for you, right?
Yeah, it is actually. This is my first podcast, and when I first heard you guys' episode, I was like, man, one day, like, if I can just get my little infrastructure going, I'd love to be on the podcast. I'm glad to be here, finally.
Nice. How did you stumble across us?
So, actually, I went to a meetup in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and Micah showed up. And, we were just talking about Airbnb and how we got started. And, he passed me one of your Live, Let, Thrive business cards, and I listened to the podcast, and then from there I just binge watched listened to the whole thing and went from there, man.
Yep.
That's cool, man. That's cool. We got our biggest fan on the show.
Yeah, because we've really been trying to get Josh on him for a while, man. But this dude's gonna be a millionaire, man. This guy's a hustler, man. So Josh, tell him what you've been doing in the Airbnb short-term rental world, man.
Man, what haven't I been doing is the question. So I just want to put some, perspective on things. I've only been here, I'd say, about 9 months in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And so far, property managing a couple units, working on 2 corporate arbitrages, and I'm doing some consulting here or there for a client that wants to get started in Airbnb.
Damn, you don't waste no time.
No time.
Told you, man. The guy's a hustler.
It took me 10 years to jump into my first Airbnb, but yeah, you're moving at a good pace.
So you said you have an arbitrage, right?
Yes.
So, okay, so go into how you got your arbitrage, what got you into arbitrage, and how's it working out for you?
Okay, so how I got into arbitrage. So when I first moved to Dallas, around this time last year, I didn't have any property. So I was like, man, everyone's using their house, the Airbnb, or, using your friends or whatnot. I didn't have any property at that point. So I stumbled upon your mentor, Al Williamson, and I ended up buying his course. And I learned about corporate arbitrage and whatnot. And then from there, I was like, man, if these guys can do it, I think I can get an arbitrage too. So I went on Craigslist and I emailed as much people as I can. I was like, hey, can I rent out your place? You know, I want to do this corporate arbitrage or whatnot, you know, and I would get so many no's until one guy who's an Eritrean guy, young guy too, he's probably like his mid-30s. He was like, yeah, I got this condo, man, and no one doesn't want to rent it. It's in the middle of downtown Dallas. Do you think you could work your magic and make this work? I'd give you $1,400 a month for it. I'm like, sure, I'll take it. And mind you, this was literally, I would say mid-March when I got my first arbitrage, and he wanted me to move in within the next week. So I'm sitting here like, I have a 2-bedroom condo in the middle of downtown Dallas, and I have a week to furnish this place. How am I going to do this? And at first I was panicking and, you know, freaking out a little bit, but from there I kind of got myself and, you know, collected myself, and I was like, okay, let's go on Facebook Marketplace, like Mike and Steve stated, you know, go on OfferUp and find as much items as I can, and, you know, let's just get this place going. And Lord and behold, we got it done within a week. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, see, that's the best part about DFW, the Facebook Marketplace, man.
So how much?
That's actually. Go ahead.
Sorry. How much did you spend to get it's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath?
2-bedroom, 2-bath. Yes.
Okay. And how much did you end up spending to get that thing up and going?
We spent about, I would say, $3,700.
Man, that's nice.
Yeah, and it's not, and that's including the electronic door lock. That's including all of the furniture, bedroom sets, and we had to put in a little, and that's also including our transportation because I don't have a pickup truck, so you know we had to incorporate that. But yeah, about $3,700.
Wow,
that ain't bad for a 2-bed, 2-bath. That ain't bad at all.
That's awesome.
And what are you renting it out for? Not like you're doing Airbnb and corporate, or just corporate?
Yeah, so we're actually doing both. So when we were trying to get it going, in our first 2 weeks, we Airbnb'd. And then when we got our first client, we were able to rent it out for $2,200 a month.
It's a good spread.
That ain't bad. Yeah, that's a good spread, man. That ain't bad at all. $2,200 a month.
Yep.
Man, and so are you doing like one person in there, or are you doing like 2 nurses or 2 people? How are you running that?
So currently we have 2 traveling nurses in there. Mm-hmm. But our initial plan was to kind of split the rooms into 2 to where we would pair traveling nurses. So they would each have their own bedroom and bathroom, but they wouldn't know each other. So that's how we were approaching it, but it just so happened our first client, she wanted to room in with their roommate, who she happened to work with, and we was able to have them 2 in there together.
So each of them got their own bedroom?
Yes, sir.
Oh, nice. And where did you? So were you living there too, or did you have to? Or you had another spot?
Oh, I had another spot.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, you don't want to get in between 2 nurses.
Not at all.
He's a single guy. He might. No.
Show him the arbitrage. So, that's cool, man. So you started doing that, started making some good money at it, and then, and you just wanted to keep on going, huh?
Yeah, man. To be honest with you, I kind of felt like once we had the client in there, you know, there wasn't any more work to be done. So I was like, man, I'm just sitting around doing nothing. You know, what's next? And, you know, from there, I looked into property management and, you know, just seeking out clients who want to rent out their place on Airbnb. And, you know, that was another roadblock in itself. But all the same thing. And, you know, just got to keep it going.
So what you mentioned was cool, because you just kept hitting up people on Craigslist and getting no's and no's and no's. And most of us, you know, after a few no's, maybe even one no, we'll be like, screw this, it ain't going to happen. But you were persistent, and you were creating your funnel by asking as many people as you could until you finally got someone in that funnel. And I mean, it worked out. I mean, it's just like, you just dig a little bit deeper and you're going to finally hit that gold, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Persistence is key, man.
Persistence is huge, and that's awesome. And so your next thing after you got that one rented out, and what did you do next?
After that, we went into property management. So I'm working with 2 clients at the moment who are looking to get their place furnished and up and going on Airbnb.
So you're helping them pick out all the furniture, everything?
We're working on that. They prefer to purchase the furniture on their own and kind of, structure it in the way that they fits their needs, because they live in Richardson and Irving, and it's it attracts more of a business clientele. So they want to purchase a little bit more high-end furniture.
Oh, nice.
So how much do you charge to manage?
So I charge typically 20% of the revenue from Airbnb.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So that's
There you
20% net, right?
Correct.
Okay, cool. That's a good chunk of change.
Yeah. Where are you looking to expand? Is there any places in DFW looking to expand to, or?
Initially, I was looking to expand in Arlington just because of the Cowboy Stadium and
No. That's actually I'll go ahead.
Yeah, I was looking to expand there, but it's not looking too good at the moment. So
Let's actually dive into that again, because some interesting stuff came up. Have we talked about it on the podcast? Have we talked about Arlington, city of Arlington shutting down Airbnb?
You haven't talked about it in a while.
Not in a while.
I think your listeners need to get a little bit of update.
Yeah, because I don't think they know that. The city officially said, you have to live on the property. They kind of did the Colorado on us. You have to live on the property in order to Airbnb it. But of course, nothing's been enforced, right?
Yeah, it hasn't passed yet. So, but it's right there. It seems like it's gonna pass. It seems like they're gonna do something like that.
Yeah. So another interesting thing. So one of our past guests, Tracy, great guest, she actually hit me up the other day, and she wants to move the Airbnb short-term housing meetup to the actual city council meeting tomorrow. I was going to do it, but we have a few investors that are coming. So I was like, I don't know if I'll be able to move it, because we have investors coming from out of town. One guy named Saeed, he's actually coming from Chicago. He manages a bunch of units. So, yeah, man. So I don't know. I don't know how. But then me and Steve were talking. I'm like, man, do you want to hop in the middle of that? Or, because, I personally can still Airbnb because I live on my property and I do corporate everywhere else. So I don't know if that's something. Steve, are you going to be attending, or?
Oh, man, if I get time, I will. If I get time, because if I do rent, and now, because see, that's the thing. I was thinking about this house here where I live, which we love, and I wanted to Airbnb here also,
Mm-hmm.
But if it's gonna be my primary res, like you said, even if it passes, it won't affect me that much because I'll still be able to do it, right?
Yeah.
And then, but it does make me apprehensive about buying more properties here in Arlington. And I told you, but right across the street is the GP, Grand Prairie, and so
yeah.
unless
That's
Jerry
true.
buys their votes too, I don't know. But anyways, we love you, Jerry. You're bringing a whole bunch of business here to the the Cowboy Stadium and stuff. But man, you got to own everything, bro.
It's interesting, if he's hopping into the hotel industry, yeah, you got to protect your asset,
I told you.
Go ahead.
I sent you that article. I said, look, he's getting into the hotel industry, man. It's not a good sign.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know, man. Arlington's a tough market. It is hands down the best place for an Airbnb in the DFW area because of all the attractions, but I don't know. And then the city of Arlington just put in a bid to try to get the Amazon HQ2 headquarters. I'm like, dang, So maybe this is all full circle,
No, that's confusing to me. They don't even have mass transit here, but they want the HQ2 here.
Via.
Yeah. Via.
So where you said you've only been here 9 months, Josh? Where'd you come from before that?
So I just graduated last year from the New Jersey Institute of Technology. It's,
Wow.
yeah, it's an engineering technology school in Newark, New Jersey. Not a safe place to be, but you know, it
Oh
is
man,
what it is. Yeah.
I've flown in and out of Newark before. Yeah, it looks a little rough around the edges.
Nah, it's not that bad to be honest with you. You know, downtown is a place that they're really trying to gentrify, and with Amazon still being one of the, with Newark being a bid for Amazon HQ2, it's a thriving place to be. And if I had some capital going, I would definitely try to get a condo in Newark right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, man, you got to follow the economy. If you're going
Yep.
corporate, you got to follow the economy.
Yeah, I had
I-
a. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say like that. That's truly one of my plans. Is wherever Amazon HQ2 goes, get a condo there. I mean, it's a safe bet, man. I mean, Amazon ain't going nowhere, so it's a safe bet.
But you got to do it before they go there.
But you got to know where they're going first.
Because the prices will just like double as soon as that news hits. Everybody's gonna be charging double for their spots over there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. So that's cool. So you and what kind of job do you do?
So I'm an electrical engineer at the moment by day.
Nice, nice. Cause I've seen on Facebook you be getting all kinds of awards and stuff. What are those for?
Uh, so when I was back in college, I was really active on my campus. I was president of the National Society of Black Engineers.
Damn.
I was working with the dean of engineering, excuse me, trying to get some things moving that I felt that would be a really positive effort, for the students on campus. So I was blessedly rewarded with a lot of accolades when I was in college. So
Nice, man. I was pretty active in college too. A lot of keg stands and some herbage, little walks of shame, different kind of active.
I could only imagine, Steve.
That's back in the day, though. I'm a family man now. Got it all out of my system. See, if anything, college saddles a lot of people with a lot of debt and a lot of useless degrees, but you get a lot of that, partying out of your system while you're there. In my experience, I was president of the keg stand. That's it.
But yeah, you do a lot of partying out,
But anyways, man, that's cool, man. So you've been kicking some butt for a long time now, and so you have a great career. Most people say, okay, that's it. I got my great career. Now I'm gonna get my big old house and my big old cars. But what I mean, this is what I love about this younger generation, and I say younger because I'm 40, so you're younger. And they're thinking, I don't know, there's so much podcast, so much information, so much stuff like that a lot of the youth don't want to fall into that trap. They've seen what it does to their parents and stuff like that, and so they want to invest smartly, save their money and get into things that'll generate some passive income. What inspired you to do this?
Man, that's a good question. I think what really started me on this, I guess, entrepreneurial journey was, I remember I did an internship back in 2013. I got to fly out to Ellisville, Missouri, which is pretty much the suburbs of St. Louis per se. And I was working as a sales engineer intern. And I got to see a lot of the company and what they did. But I think what I took away a lot from that internship was the people. And I'll be honest with you, like I remember one of my supervisors, he looked at me, brought me in one day and said, Josh, I need to talk to you. And I was like, okay, yeah. He's like, Josh, look, man, whatever you do not be like me and everybody else in this building. Do not be 60 plus waiting on a paycheck, doing the same thing every day, almost being a corporate slave.
Yep.
whatever you do, don't do it, because there's more to life than this. And I was just, at the time I was 19 years old, and I was like, man, like, if this guy could literally pull me in the office and tell me to not continue this corporate slave or this system that everybody is, that we're kind of forced into believing is the only way, I was like, man, I got to do something about it. So then I started, I asked him, say, hey, what books would you recommend I should read? And he gave me probably the Bible of real estate, Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. And man, that really opened my eyes to a lot of things. And I kind of, from there, I was just always interested in real estate and how things, how property is being purchased and how people utilize it. And really, I just try to focus on how the people, as in the consumer, can really benefit from that. So to bring it back all circle, I found my passion, and my goal is to use my passion and interest to get me out of the corporate slavery.
Nice, man. That's awesome.
Oh, man.
Mentors are priceless.
Yes, they are. The only free thing in this world is advice, and that's what they give. What are your goals, man? Because you said you're trying to, you got your arbitrage going. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Oh,
man, that's a good question. All right. So I actually wrote down my 5-year plan. Excuse me.
That means it's going to happen.
So in 5 years, my plan is to have 28 doors. I plan to cash flow $2.3 million every year with a net worth of $25 million by 30.
Now, when you say 28 doors, you mean you plan to own 28 doors?
I plan to own 28 doors, correct.
Okay, so the arbitraging and the managing, that's all just a means to an end then, to gather up cash and start buying houses.
Exactly.
Now, what kind of houses, what are you looking for in a house or a condo or whatever? And like, are you looking for something for Airbnb or corporate, or are you looking for something just a regular long-term rentals, or a mix of the three?
I'm looking primarily, well, it's a mix of the three, but my focus is really corporate rentals, just because you get the benefits of having a long-term stay on a shorter term. And typically your clientele are more professional, so they'll treat your property a lot more carefully than they would, a regular tenant. So, but also I know the benefit of where Airbnb and other short-term platforms are going. So let's say if I had some units in Arlington, or let's say Frisco or Plano area, where Airbnb is up and coming or doing very well, that would also be a benefit. So just to really diversify my portfolio.
And now, I'm assuming that you're gonna use leverage to stack them up, quickly. Like 5 years, I mean, you're gonna have to use some leverage. Are you comfortable with doing that? And then, do you see a point where you just want to pay them all off?
That's a good question, Steve. One thing that I think a lot of us, as I would say citizens of America, that we don't realize is that at the end of the day, we really don't own the property that we have. We're kind of just how should I say, a title holder of the property. So I understand a lot of people get a lot of gripe about, oh, well, you're accumulating all of debt and you're responsible for paying a lot of mortgage. But one thing I've kind of realized, and I think that if I want to reach my monumental goal, is that I have to, be willing to take a lot of risks. And I think this is one risk that I think might be beneficial for me in the long run.
Yeah, man, we ain't with that Dave
Yeah, that's funny because, like, I mean, Jerry Jones didn't pull out his wallet and buy the Cowboy Stadium cash, right? He put a mortgage on that mug. And what's his name? The Facebook guy. He bought like a $2 million mansion, but he put a mortgage on it. I mean, he could have bought it cash, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true, man.
But his argument was he
get
could, get the low interest rate. He can make more putting that $2 million in the markets where he's he can like make triple that.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, a lot of people don't realize you can use debt to get ahead, And I think I'm gonna try to get a duplex, just based off of using the equity that I already have. Try to get a duplex or a fourplex, just get a multifamily. That's what I'm trying to do at the moment. So.
Now, personal finance, yeah, I could see try to be as debt free as you can personally, right? But houses, I think houses, condos, whatever we're trying to accumulate, that's kind of like our business side.
Right.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. So how did you come up with those numbers? Like how much your cash flow you want, and how much net worth you want, and all that? Because we asked Micah asked for your 5-year plan, and you gave us the money of it. And so what made you come up with those particular numbers?
The way I was able to come up with those numbers was I was kind of speculating based on how much cash flow I could make per door, which is the range is about comes out to about an average of $1,500 a month. So multiply all that by 128, and you get 192K a month, which comes out to about 2.3 million a year. So,
damn.
I'm a big believer that if you think that you can accomplish something, and literally when I see these numbers, I'm very scared. It's like, whoa, how am I going to do this? But I think that if you come up with a dream that is really just makes yourself just want to go, what the heck am I thinking? I think that's something, and you pursue it, I think that's something that would want you to kind of move forward to and say, hey, man, I think I could do this. Because whether or not you believe it or not, you're right.
What's that famous quote? If your dreams don't scare the hell out of you, you ain't dreaming big enough.
Yeah.
Yep.
But in this case, it ain't a dream. That's a vision, man. You dream when you're sleeping. When you have a vision, man. You wrote it out. That's a vision. Visions can come. You can bring a vision, man. A dream. It's hard to bring a dream. That's a vision, man. Everyone has. That's the difference between a dream and a vision. You got a game plan.
So that's money calling you right now. Hey, okay. You gave us your money goals.
Okay.
Now the 5-year plan. Okay, give us some life goals, man. They always ask, what is your why? Why are you doing this? Why do you want to make so much money? Or what do you plan on doing with it? And one thing that's cool, because money is freedom. To me, I see money as freedom. Like you can live anywhere in the world, as long as you're getting that income coming in. You can live live great anywhere. Is that appeal to you, or I mean, what are your plans? Like your life plans?
Right. So funny, actually, I'm glad you brought that up, because to be honest with you, it's not the monetary value that I'm really looking for and chasing. I think it's really the opportunity of what you could do with it. One of my main, me coming from someone who lived in a low income family, and my parents lived paycheck to paycheck, and we've had a roof over our head and food to eat. I've always been grateful of that, but I also wondered what would be like if there's a better life outside of that. Mm-hmm. And me being African American, I always wondered, is there a way for us as a community, not even African American, but just as a people, for us to be able to achieve what the quote unquote American dream is? And one of my goals is to really try to accumulate as much wealth as I can and really just give it back, and have systems and have programs where we're teaching our youth, what is the benefits of entrepreneurship, how to get exposed to finance, and really learning the skills that allow you to be successful in America. So that's really my goal with, acquiring all this wealth, and just to be a role model for the youth that is coming up in our next generation.
President Josh Adegboye, everybody. Give it up for President.
That was dope. That was a dope one right there, man. I
don't know I don't know what your politics are, but I'm gonna vote for you if you run for president.
Straight up, man. That was dope right there, man. I got some people right now just decided to become entrepreneurs after listening to that. Straight up.
How old are you, Josh?
I'm 24.
24. Man, I wish I had stuff figured out like you did when I was 24.
So it's funny because a lot of people, they always ask me like, man, how do you know like so much, and how are you're so young and whatnot? And I think I was one of those lucky people to always had people who were kind of older than me. And there was the one that said, hey, Josh, I used to do this. Don't be like me. Or, hey, Josh, you don't have to go this route. You can better yourself and pursue education and make something better. And I was one of those lucky people who just listened. I was like, okay, everyone around me is saying they wish their life was better. Let me be the person that actually does it, and it's an example of that.
Hell yeah.
Dope. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Dropping some knowledge today.
Hell yeah.
And real quickly, what your last name? What is your heritage? Where is your family from?
So my mom is from Abuja, and my father is from Ekiti State, which is in the country of Nigeria.
Oh, nice. You ever go there and visit?
I do. I go there at least twice every 4 years.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You see yourself doing some Airbnb out over that way?
Oh, yeah, man. Lagos is a great state to do some Airbnb, man.
Really?
It is. A lot of people don't realize it doesn't cost a lot to acquire property in Lagos. I would say with under $2,000 US, you could have a nice condo in the middle of the city, and you're getting a lot of tourists in that particular city, and the city is always the place to be. A lot of the artists and musicians go to Lagos to perform, so it'll be a great place to invest in the Airbnb.
What are they? And so, if they have a lot of tourists there, they're willing to pay the American money, then, right?
Correct.
Ooh, man! See, I'm trying to go to Ghana, man, and you're giving me the Lagos idea. I might have to hop on that, man.
I got 5 on it.
Yeah, we gotta hop in that. That's man, 2 G's, man. Steve, we go over there and snap all of that up, man.
Yeah, man.
You see yourself retiring back over there, or what?
I do, actually. My long-term retirement plan is to go back home to Nigeria, raise my family, and try to continue my philanthropic ventures.
Wow, and by long term you mean like 10 years you'll be retired already, right?
Something like that.
Shoot, 5 years if your 5-year plan hits. Shoot.
Oh yeah, you're in there.
All right, man.
There's more to go, man.
I gotta ask you guys, because I know y'all teamed up and y'all are doing a little thing called Airbnb. Could y'all describe what that is and how it's going?
Well, yeah, Airbnb is me. Josh is comfy living.
Okay,
Yeah, Josh is comfy living. We both do arbitrages. He has his units. I just got a unit yesterday, day before yesterday.
Nice.
And yeah, man, that's pretty much it. You just go in, grab units, arbitrage them, rent them back out. I'm trying to I want at least, this is going to sound crazy, but by next year, I want between 50 to 100 units that are Airbnb and corporate.
Arbitrage.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Hey, man, go for it.
How many you plan on purchasing?
I plan on purchasing as soon as the market crashes. Unless I run across a duplex unless I can, the only way I'll buy right now is if it's like a super hot deal that's a multifamily. Other than that, I want the market to tank. Market tanks. I have the cash. Go buy everything you can. Goes back up. Hey, I'm not wishing that on. I'm not wishing bad, but I'm just saying because right now, man, we're in a seller's market, and prices are crazy out there. If you're looking, like people are bidding $15,000 over asking prices to get. Like that is crazy, man. That is insane.
It's nuts, man.
So people are bidding that. What do you think these appraisals are coming out to? That means people are dipping in their pocket with cash. Like, man, I'd save that cash. You know what I mean?
But if HDQ gets here, then all bets are off.
Yeah. but then the guy today, like my good friend Nick from back home, he said he thinks it's going to DC, which I could see it. That'd be a good place.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't think so. I keep telling you, I have a gut feeling it's Atlanta. I should go ahead and buy some spots in Atlanta. I feel that good about it.
Not my question. What makes you think Atlanta? Because I don't know.
That's like the hot city, man. It's the hot city. A lot of young talent over there. Centrally located, close to the east, close to right in the middle. And Dallas, Dallas is Dallas. We got a lot of stuff here already. But I think the young hip crowd want to get into Atlanta. That's just me. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. I can see the young crowd wanting to go over there.
Yeah.
I think they have the infrastructure there.
You don't? Oh, really?
No, that's what I'm asking. Because I don't know. Do they have the talent pool to say, hey, Amazon's HQ's coming here? Or are you just thinking everybody? Well, I think people are going to bombard there anyway, but the infrastructure, I don't know. Arlington ain't got the infrastructure like you said earlier.
We don't got nothing. We got the Cowboys, that's it. But go ahead and cross Detroit. And people are smoking something thinking Detroit's going to be the next. Come on, man. It's what young talent wants to go live in Detroit? Come on. And DC, he made an interesting point about how that's where all the NSA spies are, and they're gonna work for Amazon and spy on us even more, so they can know every single thing we do and hear everything we say in our houses. If we say, "Oh crap, I need some milk," all of a sudden milk will pop up in our front door. He made an interesting argument about it, but there's like 12-year-olds all over the country that already know how to do all that crap. They don't have to go to Washington D.C. to do that, to get the talent pool from there.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know, man. It's gonna be interesting wherever that place goes, man.
Hot
Wherever
Atlanta.
Amazon HQ goes.
Hot Atlanta.
How about you, Josh? Where's your bid at?
I'll be honest, it's my alma mater, Newark, New Jersey.
Newark.
I think, because as I mentioned before, Newark is a really thriving place to be. And, you have easy access to New York City. You're just in the tri-state area. And I think if they're looking to bring jobs and have the hottest talent, I think Newark would be the best place to be.
Sweet. I don't think so, but yeah, that's a good. That's a good guess.
I don't know, man. It's interesting. The hot places are, I think, Newark, wherever you got the tech heads at.
Yep.
I think right now DFW is hot for tech heads. Atlanta's a come up spot. Same with Newark. I think they have the infrastructure and the talent pool. Austin's
too crowded already, though, man.
Austin.
I don't think Austin cares. Austin's just building on top of each other. I think they're straight going New York on it. But yeah, it'll be interesting. Wherever I tell people, wherever they go, you probably need to go buy there, man. How do y'all feel about the economy? Like, not the economy, but the real estate market. Do y'all see any drastic changes coming, or what? How about you, Josh?
That's a good question. From what I'm seeing, I think it's only going to get worse from here, to be honest with you. Interest rates are going up. Prices are going up. I think at this point in time, it's a seller's market, but I think that you're probably, if you don't see yourself buying a property in the next, I'd give it less than a year, then I would just hold off until the crash. because we're due for a correction in a couple years. So if you see yourself and you want to invest short term, I would get one now before it gets worse. But if you can hold on, I'm banking on that crash so I can get those 128 doors.
Yeah, because I think the crash is expected between 2024 and 2026. I believe. I'm not sure, but even at that, that's what 8 years.
8 years.
What do you think the market is going to be doing in that time? Like, prices are through the roof. Like, my whole block, like 3 or 4 houses on my block, they put their houses up for sale. And when I went to pick up, that's why we started so late. When I went to pick up the furniture, I was actually in your neighborhood, Steve. It's like 4 houses for sale in your neighborhood.
Really?
Yeah. Like, all for sale, man.
Man, people trying to cash in.
Also, could you guys enlighten me? Because I was talking to one investor, and he was saying that during the previous recession, the DFW area didn't really feel the crash. Is that true?
It was a lot lower prices, but it wasn't like it wasn't foreclosure city like Las Vegas or Miami or a lot of spots. It wasn't just like Armageddon, but prices did go down. And not drastically, because like I remember when I was looking, I was like, man, I thought there was a crash going on. I had it in my mind, I wanted to spend like 70 or 80,000 on a house. This is old school thinking, and they were still kind of like 100 or more, for a house that I was looking for. And I mean, I lucked out and I got one for like 89,000, but still, it was still stable here, and it corrected pretty quickly. I mean, well, it stayed like low for a little while, but then now just the last few years, it's been nuts, dude. So,
yeah.
And the thing is, it's different than back then. Back then there was housing for the middle class. I mean, there was like the problem was they kept building new houses out, and so the prices of the older ones were dropping, and then finally the people were buying too much house, and of course the crash, and everybody was getting loans. Even if you didn't have a job, you can get a damn home loan. It was ridiculous, and that's what made the crash. But now it's a lot. It's more difficult to get a house. You got to prove everything. Prove your income, prove your credit, all that stuff, and then and there's not enough $150,000 to $200,000 houses for people. The builders only want to build those giant, monstrous, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 houses that people can't afford. So every time one pops up for anywhere, between $180,000 to $200,000, there's like 20 bidders for that damn house. It's just not enough middle class houses out there.
Yeah, and I mean, it's every time I pass by like 4 or 5 neighborhoods. Oh, because I'm always on the road now, picking up stuff, getting stuff ready for our arbitrage. Every time I'm on the road, man, every single like new housing development, how they post little signs. These are how much these houses are going to cost. All of them say mid 300,000.
See,
like literally right down the street from me, that whole housing development you have to have at least $350K to get in. So I mean, it's crazy.
And see, let's put things into perspective again. I'm 24 and I just graduated from college. I have student loan debt. I make a decent salary, but there's so many pressures as a young guy or gal coming out of college that it makes it very difficult for us to be able to get into real estate or get in the stock market when it just seems like the economy itself is beating us down before we even get a chance to even penetrate.
Yeah, man. But I think I 100% agree with that. And I think like with things like the share economy, the Airbnbs, the Ubers, all this other thing, other ways to create income, I think we have to, like, especially us young people like ourselves, we have to use that to our advantage. Right. Like Uber, Airbnb, just coming up with different ways to create income. I think that's our biggest advantage. And the thing is that, because I was talking to a mentor of mine, and he was talking about, hey, pretty much how I could stay off my job. Pretty much finding a way to where you can create income on the 1099 and have 2 years of it. Because if you have 2 years of it, I guess that's when you can start getting loans again. And so I was like, and the whole time that I was working my job, I realized, oh shoot, I'm already building that up. So in January, I'll have full 2 years of 1099 income where I could just show that to a bank. And I feel like everyone who's young, get in on that now, like the Ubers, the Airbnbs, you're already on the right track. So you can start building up your own personal income and use that to your advantage. Because right now, man, because they're going to look at your debt to income ratio. This is how much you make. This is like, damn, you know what I mean? It seems like it's a roadblock, but we have to use those to our advantage.
Yep.
Gotta hustle, man. Gotta hustle.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it all the way back. So like when I first met you, it was at a meetup, and you were talking about buying this house out there in Dallas, right? and tell us about this particular house, because this was an interesting story.
Okay, so, well, you want me to talk about how I found the house, or you want me to talk about the update on the house?
Yeah, the whole thing, the whole shebang.
Oh, okay. So there's this particular area in Dallas, it's Fair Park, closer by the State Fair. It's a developing area. And I saw a new construction go on the market. It's 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,500 square foot, and they kind of market it as a smart new construction home. It had all the latest technology. It had Tesla solar panels. It had Nest thermometers and outdoor cameras, and it was going for, I believe, $175,000. So,
It's cheap.
Very cheap. I'm like, I could afford that. So I go in, I put the bid, I'm under contract. We were supposed to close February of 2018. And as the date approaches February, they're telling me, I get a call from my realtor saying that the builder ran out of money and they're not looking to finance the deal. So I either have two options. I could either push back my closing date till September of 2018, 6 months later, or I could get a construction loan and finish the deal about April of 2018. And I sit back and, mind you, I'm looking at the deal and, I'm a young guy or whatever. So, I'm pretty sure they think they could kind of one-up me or whatever. But I'm sitting here like, they want me to use my quote-unquote money for them to build this house. And if they make mistakes or if anything goes wrong, it's technically my money, the loan, for me to pay. And I'm like, I don't think this is a good deal. So I asked my mentors, I asked my friends, and we all came to the conclusion that, this was not a bad deal. And I did my homework on this deal, and I found out that what the builder did, they offered the same deal to 4 potential homeowners that are also purchasing new home construction. And out of the 4 of us, 3 of them all changed to a construction loan. And I was like, wait. So the builder was able to find a way to get homeowners to commit to financing their home without having to put a dime into this project. And I was like, man, I'm glad I have some business knowledge to kind of see what was going on before I ended up in a situation that I didn't want to be in. So
you were able to pull out of that deal without losing any money at all?
Correct. So because we was at that point, we already surpassed the closing date of February 28. So it states in the contract that if the builder does not complete its end of the deal, I could get my earnest money back. And that's what I did.
Oh, good thing, man. Good thing. And but there's other people that actually bid and took that deal, I guess. Did they end up getting those houses after all or no?
So they're actually still in construction at the moment. So they're in phase 2 of the build. So it's still going. It's supposed to be done in September in the next couple of months, but
I'm interested to see how what kind of work they end up doing. I mean, they seem shady already, you know.
Yeah.
But it's always, I mean, throughout my life, I've seen it a lot. You see the latest, you see the cool, you know, you hear about a cool product. This one is the Elon Musk tiles, you know, the roof tiles that are solar. And that's like, everybody heard about those. And wow, solar tiles, that's cool. And back in the day, I don't know. Okay, let's say going way back when the internet started, when I started first using the internet, it was companies will pop up. And all they had to do was put like World Wide Web or internet on their company. And you're like, wow, this is a good company to invest in, you know, because they're using the internet. And they would scam people out of money. And it's just like all these scams are always popping up using the latest thing to put on it and say, this is the Elon Musk house. You got, you know, for 175K, blah, blah, blah. And then they, you know, this the bait and, what's it called? The bait and switch. They got you all excited, got a lot of people all excited, and then boom, oh yeah, by the way, you have to change your loan on us.
Yep.
Hold on, what were y'all talking about? The solar panels or?
We were talking about the, you know, how the company's trying to do the bait and switch, trying to like scam people using the technology angle, like a lot of people use trying to sell stuff using this technology angle.
Oh man, that's funny you guys said that. That's actually a very good point you made because I was looking at I was telling you the house across the street from me is for sale, and they're pretty much they're one of their selling points is, hey, we have solar panels, you know. And the realtor, she goes, oh yeah, you be careful with those, and I'm like, what? She goes, oh, most of them have loans on them that you got to pay for if you buy the house, and I'm like, oh snap, you know. And she goes, yeah, she goes, those things aren't cheap, you know. She goes, the solar panels aren't cheap. She goes, yeah, it looks good because it's taken out of your electric bill. You know, your bill goes down, but yeah, you still have to pay the loans on those things. So, yeah, people do use that. Hey, here's the new technology. I think I made a Facebook post the other day, and I was like, hey, man, don't be the person to fall for the, hey, I'll sell you my house with all the furniture in it. It's already Airbnb ready, you know, and people are overpricing houses. I seen some lady in Colorado doing it, you know, and I'm like, you can't even do Airbnb in Colorado. You're selling a house that you can't even do. Yeah, so it's crazy, man. Yeah, people use that all the time, that new technology, man.
Airbnb ready. Well, I'm glad you didn't fall for that, man. I'm glad you got out of that deal. It's a blessing in disguise. And now, you know, it propelled you even further in your business dealings.
Yeah, man.
Everything happens for a reason, man.
Yeah, let's jump into something. Okay, right now, at this particular moment, what kind of property are you looking at? Are you looking to buy another condo? Are you looking to arbitrage? I mean, do you like 1 bedrooms? Do you like 2 bedrooms? And go ahead and tell us how you try to utilize the space and get the most bang for the buck. How do you go in there and do your thing?
So, for me, what I really look for is primarily 1 and 2 bedroom, just because of my clientele typically is, you know, business travelers. So the number one thing I look for is location. And I try to find areas that are Airbnb friendly, but also if there's a Walmart or there's a pharmacy store in the vicinity, or if it's an Uber ride under $20 away from a large attraction in the city. So I really focus on location. And then in terms of, you know, how do I utilize the space? I really try to put an intricate eye for detail in terms of what kind of furnishing I'm using. I try to stay away from, you know, I try to make sure that I budget my furniture to have some type of good value, but it's not, you know, it's not broken down, it's not worn, you know, too much. So I really just try to put my unique taste on it, per se. And yeah, that's pretty much what I look for.
Yeah, man.
That's cool, because I heard another guy on another podcast saying that, well, he does the Airbnbs and he does like the corporate rentals and stuff. And his take on it was like he only does 2 bedrooms and up because it keeps him out of head-to-head competition with hotels. Because when you do 1 bedroom, you know, most hotels are just 1 bedroom. But it's still, I mean, but if you look at it a different way, I mean, but they don't come with kitchens and stuff.
He must be talking about extended stays.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just probably his competition. Because whenever you go corporate, you have to look. Extended stays become your competition, which is still a hotel. So I seen why he would do that. That makes sense. So if I go the 2-bedroom route, get a kitchen, then it's for a larger family. Let's say 2 traveling nurses. Like look at Josh's example. 2 traveling nurses, they can pay that, a higher price. Yeah, it makes sense. I've heard people like I know Brian Page. I think Brian Page preaches that in his formula, the 2-bedroom method, to stay out of direct competition with hotels as well.
That's cool. Hey, Josh, what else was I going to ask? It just slipped out of my head. Sorry. We were talking about the 2-bedroom thing. Say something, Micah. It just slipped out of my head, man.
Oh, one thing I was actually going to talk about was really earlier. You touched on it for a second. You said full smart homes. Do you think smart homes will start making because I do. I think Steve said it a while ago. I do want an Airbnb a smart home. I think you can make huge money off that. Do y'all see smart homes coming into play here soon, like especially in the DFW? I think they're already full blown in like certain parts of California, like of course Silicon Valley. You think we could start getting into that? Because I do have a partial smart home coming. It's partially, but it's not all of it's not smart home. I could do the renovations to get it full smart home. Do you guys think that's what I mean? How do you think that's going to be viable? Like that, you could charge a little bit more.
Come on, Mike, you're taking away, my idea to get to this 25 million, man.
Oh, that's what you wanted to use. You're trying to do smart homes?
Oh yeah, man. So let's set the scenario up. You have your guests, right?
Okay.
They book your stay. They pick what type of, let's say before they even get to the door, they have their groceries in the refrigerator. They have the lights dim a certain way. When they walk in the door, they're playing Frank Sinatra, beaming out of the Bluetooth speaker, and they're walking in and it's a serene environment. That's what smart homes can do for the guests. It brings another layer of providing hospitality and service to them, and they're willing to pay top dollar for that. Imagine if you just had, Alexis that, chime in and say, hey, Micah, thank you for staying with us. Would you like to hear whatever your favorite music is? A lot of people would be willing to pay top dollar for that type of service.
It's funny you say that. I didn't know that was your idea for what. I didn't know you were trying to go the smart home route, because that is the good thing to break into. I do have a smart unit coming. It's partially smart. I just got to add a few more things to it. Like I already have the smart thermostat, smart security system. I already have Alexa in there. It's just a few more things I would have to add. So yeah, man, I'm thinking about it's going to be my Little Rock house. It's already partially smart. It's already has most of it. I think I'm going to try that, man. I'll let you guys know the numbers.
I think with the market's getting more, let's say saturated. A lot of people are doing Airbnb now, and not as many corporate. I don't know. Maybe there's a lot of corporate, but you really do have to do things like that to kind of differentiate yourself from the rest of the herd, right?
Yeah, and I think the smart home that's a smart thing to do, man. You can get a smart home, especially with doing because I think a lot of questions, like if you can program Alexa to answer certain questions like Wi-Fi password, all that, dude, you can automate your Airbnb pretty quick doing that.
Oh yeah.
I wonder if there'll be like some paranoid people like, oh crap, on Alexa's in here, they're gonna hear everything that I'm saying.
Yeah, but then if you advertise it as a smart home, people know what they're walking into. Because you do have the people that don't like being around certain technologies, but I think that's a smart way to go if you get the smart home game going, man.
They're spying on us, Micah.
Of course, we're on Skype, man. Yeah, man, that's something to look into if you have the ability to get smart homes.
But So what apps are you using to help you manage your listings and to help you grow and scale your company?
Good question. So right now I'm using the Airbnb app, VRBO, and there's also a new application called TurnoverBnB. Have you guys heard of that?
I just downloaded that. I haven't
What is that?
implemented it yet.
Okay. So TurnBnB is a platform to automate your cleaning with your respective, cleaning company. So you would have your cleaning, you would sign on through the app. It's a free, by the way. And then you would have your cleaner sign on as a client, and you would be able to automate, the gap in between turning over an Airbnb. You would be able to communicate with your cleaner and have pretty much automate the whole cleaning process. And the great thing about the app is that because it's free, there's two ways you could utilize. You could find cleaners through the app itself and their database, or you could go find your cleaner through whatever other platform and integrate them into the app. And it's all free of charge.
Now, are there a lot of cleaners on there?
So there's not. Because of where we are based out in the DFW area, I only saw 2 cleaners that were available.
Dude, Micah, me and your wives need to talk quick.
I've been saying that, man. I thought they already did.
Something come up. Your wife couldn't come by that day, but they need to get on this, man. If there's only 2 other cleaners, they could clean up. No pun intended.
You could, they could, like literally, if it's only 2 of them on there, you get a company. Man, let's not release this podcast for a while. But that's like the hot thing. Like if you can get a cleaning company that specifically focuses on Airbnbs right now, Turnover. I haven't even heard that thing. I'm about to download it now. Actually, TurnoverBnB. That's a hot thing right now.
I interviewed a gal named Rachel Prince. And she interviewed the guy, the creator of TurnoverBnB.
Yep.
It's gonna be a big company, man. We might throw some money at it. I don't know how, but we might try to throw some money at it. But anyways, it's a freaking brilliant idea. And he came on her show and he was talking about it. I asked Rachel on the show because I was saying that's a great idea and everything. I think she utilizes it. I was like, but does the app come in Spanish too? And she's like, she's kind of wondering why I'm asking that. I was like, well, in this area, a lot of the cleaners are Hispanics. So, I mean, it's a big deal if you can make the app in English and Spanish where, it could translate for the people too. Because you're trying to, get a hold of cleaners. You're trying to communicate with them.
Yeah, that's the one good thing about Airbnb. They did that. You can just translate it to English. Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, man, that's a big one right there. So what other apps are you using?
So I'm using that. I use cozy.co. So that's a way for me to accept payments and be able to do background checks and other verifications, and pretty much that in Google Calendar. Pretty much that's it. I try to keep it very simple.
So cozy.co, that's for more like your long-term rentals, right?
Correct.
Your corporate rentals. Okay, because there's no I don't know, because me and Micah are on Furnish Finder, and I don't know. I guess maybe they don't do background checks and stuff like that on there.
With Furnish Finder, they typically request they'll direct you through Cozy, but that Furnish Finder themselves does not do background checks.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool, man. Yeah. Yeah, good info, bro. I need to look into these. I really need to finish my turnover.com. Do you use a Hostfully app, kind of like to set up guest books and stuff like that?
Nah, I don't really use those.
So you have you thought about making a guest book?
I have actually. I just felt like I kind of wanted to establish my systems in place before I start integrating Hostfully and all the other platforms that are available. Just because I feel like as a property manager, I feel like you have to really understand your systems and how everything is streamlined. Well, from an engineer standpoint, let me say that if there's a mistake that is made within your process, things could go wrong. I give an example. If I use TurnoverBnB and there's a miscommunication between the cleaning service and the guest is not there, and a new guest comes in, and the place that is not turned over and cleaned. Well, because of my system is flawed now, and now that would lead me to get, possibly a 1-star review. So I try to really focus on making sure that I'm using the basic tools to keep my property and my systems going, and then I'll start implementing Hostfully and other guest platforms.
That makes sense. Awesome, man. So is there any advice or tips or, some Josh-isms that you could throw out there to our listeners, like how to get started, what they should do? I don't know, just advice that you could give to them to start out doing Airbnb or corporate or long-term or whatever they want to do.
Okay. So my first piece of advice would be just what did it say on Bigger Pockets? Ready, fire, aim. Really just jump in. If you have a bedroom or even a sofa couch, just try out Airbnb or the other platforms and see, what you learn from it. And then from there, you can start, if you have an interest in it, you seem to develop some type of passion towards it, then you can expand and try to, inquire more. But I think the reason why a lot of us are not where we want to be is because we're so caught up in the fear of, what if we have a partier to come in our place and trash our place, or if something goes wrong, that we tend to get stuck and we don't do anything. So my best piece of advice is just jump in and just try it and see what happens. And of course you're going to fail, but you're not really failing. You're learning from that. And then you grow. That's how you'll grow.
You have any further questions, Micah?
No, man, that was a good interview, man. You're definitely onto something, man. You're starting out, but you have plans, visions, and ambitions. You're gonna go, man. You're gonna go. Just keep at it. Definitely.
It's really inspiring, especially from the younger generation. Kicking some butt.
Yeah, man.
They got it all. They got it all out there in front of them. And so, when you're saying crash and you're saying, this and that, I don't know, man. Maybe this younger generation has something. Maybe they're not going to make the same mistakes as previous generations, and they're gonna keep it going, keep this economy rolling full steam. Or there's going to be a huge crash. Either way, whatever. We'll be we'll be waiting for it.
That's true.
Well, where can people find you, Josh?
So you could check us out on our website, Comfy, COMFY, Livings, comfylivings.com. Or you could find me on LinkedIn, Josh Adegboye. Or Adegboye, whatever you prefer.
Adegboye. Nice. So definitely hit up Josh. He's great. He'll talk to you one-on-one, and yeah, man, it's just he's a great dude. He's at all the meetups, and he's just he's kicking butt and taking names.
Yeah, man, he is on it. Oh, one last thing I just want to say. Just a quick thing. This is kind of random, but this is why HomeAway. I don't know if you know this, Steve. I had talked about it. HomeAway doesn't allow you to sublet. You know that?
Really?
Without written permission from the actual owner of the property.
Oh, damn. I didn't know that.
Now, it would be scary if Airbnb decided to go that route, but I don't know.
Airbnb is about the money any way you can get.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I was thinking too. But yeah, man. So yeah, that sounds pretty interesting. But yeah, man, that was it, man. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. Thanks for coming on the show, Josh, man. Remember, you can find us at liveletthrive.com. Find us at sharebnb.com. Find Josh at Comfy Living. Oh, yeah, remember to sign up. If you want to become an Airbnb host or you're adding a new property, sign up from one of our links on Live Let Thrive, and we will give you a personal consultation.
Boom.
Is it going to be free?
Yeah. You sign up under us, it's free.
The first 30 seconds are free, and then it skyrockets after that. Just kidding.
Yeah, there you go, man. So yeah,
great show. Josh is gonna be hopping on, in the future, every now and then. So we're gonna all see his progress and all live vicariously through him. For Josh and for Micah, this is Steve. Live, let, thrive. Peace out, y'all.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Live, Let, Thrive. Be sure to tune in next week for all the latest in the world of Airbnb and all that entails. Bye-bye.